Were dragons real? And if they were, why isn't there any evidence of them? In this video, I use art history to find out. I'm Jenna Bosiger, and you're watching my Cryptic Cryptids YouTube channel. And if you have an interest in dragons, then please hit the like for this video and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it. So I recently made a video about Bigfoot in art history, and then I made another one about the dog-headed men in art history. And mostly I was focusing on the Renaissance, the medieval, and Middle Ages. This time I started my search for reptilians in medieval art or in the Middle Ages, and hardly anything came up, but I did get a few clues that led me to change the search from reptilians to dragons, and then a flood of images came up. On this episode, dragons in art history, mainly focusing on the Renaissance and the Middle Ages. Also, just for a quick comparison, I want to show some images of the feathered serpent in Central America. The Aztecs know of them as Quetzalcoatl, and the Mayans knew of them as Kukulkan. And the Chinese also showed the same kind of dragon or feathered serpent, and it's pretty clear that they are all depicting the same creature. There were obviously many different types of dragons, but dragons have been depicted in art history around the world. And the other thing that was depicted in dragons art history is that humans killed them all. And that's just not my opinion, that's also art history clearly showing that that's what happened to them. Now, I also did a quick research on taxidermy, and there was no taxidermy during the Middle Ages. People weren't stuffing the body parts of animals they killed as trophies and hanging them on the wall back then, even though now, today, that seems normal. It's possible that in the future there will come a time when that kind of thing maybe will seem barbaric. Time will tell. But the point I'm trying to make is that people weren't making dragon handbags or purses, and that's why we don't have any remnants of dragons, because they were disposed of. People weren't thinking like that back then. Another thing that points to humans being the cause of dragons going extinct is the fact that we have done it so many times in the past, and that we're doing it currently to this day with all the endangered wildlife caused by humans, not because of starvation, but for some other strange, bizarre reasons of all kinds that animals would never think of killing for. But humans kill and torture animals for a wide variety of reasons, and one of them being just for the sake of it. Now, in the case of the dragons, I think that it was the manly thing to do to find a town that needed a dragon to be killed. And the dragons lived in caves, and a cave is a grave to a well-trained adversary. I think they were pretty easy to kill with bows and arrows. And I'm sure that everyone in the town knew the cave that the dragon lived in, and it was just a matter of finding someone willing to do it, which there were plenty of. There were plenty of humans back then looking for anything to kill, especially if it would give them any kind of notoriety. Curses to the purses, made from reptiles, from skin farms, as a warning. I tend to take things very literally, and dragons have been tied to UFOs. I think that the reason is because back in the day when they were seeing UFOs and they didn't have words to describe what a UFO was or what they were seeing, they used other familiar words. And I think that these were real creatures, that some of them were able to fly, and so maybe they were used to describe UFO, which was something unknown they saw flying in the sky. Possibility that is the connection dragons have to UFOs, the fact that they can both fly. But unmistakably, the art shows that humans were killing dragons everywhere where they were found, everywhere that they lived. They would kill them and then afterwards venerate and revere them, but not until every last one was killed. And then they become a myth. And I'm hoping that is not what happens to wolves, because they're on their way to becoming extinct. But maybe there'll be generations later that wolves will just be a myth because we killed them all. I mean, it's a pattern with humans killing the wildlife to extinction. A lot of these dragon slaying pictures were titled St. George, and I'm not sure, but a scenario of this girl who was not too smart and very wealthy and gifted a baby dragon, and the baby dragon grew up, and obviously she couldn't keep it as a pet on a leash because it was wild, and so they killed it. And I'm not exactly sure if anybody knows the St. George story about the dragons. That would be interesting. I did not research that, but I'm sure there's a story behind it, because there are so many paintings of this big event taking place. St. George killing the dragon. And there you have it. There are dragons that were alive in history, and humans killed them all. Well, that's my analysis of what happened, based on the pictures and the art history of dragons. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. And if you also like dragons, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it. My name is Jenna Bosiger, and until next time, bye. And that's Mars.